Speaking of improvise, we in rehearsals for last 5 years we did a lot of improvisation based around various scenes and in each character's time period as well. So it worked out.
Cool.
You know, and Lara's very good at what she does.
Yeah.
And so Matthew is extremely good at what he does.
Yeah.
So it worked out great.
So that was a good part
fun.
of your career.
Yeah, really good fun.
And then, of course, after that, we've got Fiddle Around the Roof.
Fiddle on the Roof, we did in Sheffield and then transferred into town.
In the West End, yeah.
It was my second Jewish role.
That second Jewish role.
The funny thing was, actually, Alexandra Silber, who's an actress who I met in Woman in White, we worked together opposite each other in Woman in White as love interests, and we got cast opposite each other in Fiddle on the Roof.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So cool.
Very cool.
Maybe someone just went, yeah, they're cool.
Maybe, yeah.
Let's put them together.
And we never auditioned together.
Wow.
Yeah. They saw the chemistry without even seeing us together.
Yeah.
It's magical.
Maybe it's just you walked into the room and they went, yep, him, her.
Her, done.
That's it.
Perfect,
done.
yeah.
End off.
Pick the good looking ones, that's what
yeah, of course, yeah. God, throw me off there. Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Third Jewish role.
Third Jewish role.
Yeah, Seymour Krelborn.
Seymour.
Yeah, that was great.
Seymour.
And that was a lovely departure as well. It was the first time I've ever been called up just to play a role as opposed to having to go through any sort of process. Because I'd worked with Matthew and David at the Chocolate Factory before.
Yeah.
They called me up, they'd cast all the roles already except for Seymour, and they called me up and said, do I want to play this? And it was such a departure from the stuff that I'd done normally. And it was the Chocolate Factory's first tour, so it was very welcome.
Wow.
Very welcome.
That's cool. I did see Little Shop, but unfortunately not at the Chocolate Factory. No, I saw it when it transferred through to the West End and across. Yeah, I had Sheridan Smith in it. Yeah,
Paul, I think. Yeah.
But I love the show.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
It's amazing.
Matthew
Seymour is just—he's so sweet. The character's so sweet.
Yeah, he is. But what I love about it is there's a darkness there as well.
Yeah.
It's so dark, that show, and it's so relevant because it's all about celebrity. How much do you give to get what you want, to be famous, to get the girl?
How much do you give?
Exactly.
Do you?
Are you asking me how much I get?
How much?
Everything. Every night.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Sometimes 105 and I get told to turn it down.
Oh, 105.
Yeah.
Do you get the girl?
Sometimes. Not often though.
Oh. I'll give you my number.
That'd be great. Thank you. This is weird, but
it is. Yeah. Don't tell anyone.
I won't.
No.
Thank God we're not being filmed.
It's awkward. No, just between us. Okay. It's just shoes.
Shoes.
You did shoes.
I did shoes. I workshopped shoes. I think it was their 4th workshop at Sadler's Wells in February last year.
Yeah.
And I was already cast in... No, I was then cast in the workshop for Lend Me a Tenner.
Okay.
And unfortunately, one was going to be at Sadler's Wells in September and one was going to be in Plymouth in September. And I had to choose, and I chose Lend Me a Tenner because it's... Because it's you've seen the show, because it's an old style musical comedy that I wanted to do.
That's cool.
And but I was very regretful of not being able to work with Stephen Mear and Richard Thomas on shoes. But it turned out perfectly that after they did it at Sadler's Wells and after we did it in Plymouth, they transferred into town. And so when I finished Plymouth, I called them up and said that they still want to use me, and they said yes, which was great. So I was able to still do it.
Was you a shoe?
I was not a shoe. I did hold several shoes though.
Hold shoes.
And I even used a shoe. Now this is dreadful. I would never ever think of doing this about anything. Yeah. But I did hold one as a puppet. Oh. In a song. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you like puppets?
Yeah. I like puppets and I like shoes.
That's the thing we talked about before.
Yeah.
But if you could be a shoe, what shoe would you be? Just as a out there?
I think I'd be a Jimmy Choo. Just because it sounds cool.
Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy Choo. And there was a great song that we did that was it was a end of Act 1 song, and it was it was worshipful of all these designers.
Yeah.
And there was a line that they sang that was about Jimmy Choo, and I think that's why it's sold on me. I got to be honest, I do know a lot about shoes now than I did before, but I'm always still going to go. I mean, these shoes that I have here, if you can see them, I've had these shoes they're hiking boots, and I've had them for 11 years.
Are they made for walking?
They are made for walking.
Sorry.
And that's just what they do.
They do? Yeah. That's just what they do. Yeah. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
No,
my bad. My bad. If I was a shoe, I'd be a Wellington boot.
A Wellington boot?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Nothing can rain on my parade.
Oh,
oh my God!
Fantastic. Because the great thing about that is you've got a music theatre reference in there. I see what you did.
I'm sorry.
It's
genius. I was on that one. Oh God. Let's move on, shall we? Let's move on.
Okay.
You did 2007. You went back to Australia.
I did.
Yeah? You did, is it 2007?
I did a...
to the Sydney Opera House.
It was while I was doing... Was it 2007, 2008? No, it was 2000...
Your bio says 7.
I think it might have been 2007.
Okay.
It was while I was doing Fiddle on the Roof.
Yeah.
I went back and I'd recorded a friend of mine who is an amazing composer, who's written a few shows back in Australia.
Yeah.
And he wrote a symphony. Him and a friend were watching a football game between New Zealand and Australia, and they loved the New Zealand's haka.
Yeah.
It was so inspirational. Exactly.
Yeah,
absolutely. Very well done, by the way.
I know. I practiced. Don't tell anyone.
It's obvious though, because you're so good at it.
Oh, good time. Yeah.
But we did. They were watching, and the Australian national anthem is not as inspiring as that.
No.
So they wanted to write something that would inspire, that was about Australia.
Yeah.
So they based it on a poem by, for the life of me, I can't remember who it was. Dorothy.
Gale. No.
Yeah, let's go with that. Dorothy Gale. It was a poem.
I was close, I guess.
It was a poem written about Australia. It was called My Country,
Yeah.
Australia. I love a sunburned country, a land of sweeping plains.
Okay.
If you're familiar with it.
Sunburnt.
Yeah. And so, because there's a lot of sun out there.
Oh, I thought, yeah. The country or the people
or
all everyone?
Everyone's sunburned.
Just sunburnt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have an orange tinge, if you know what I mean.
Maybe my family are Australian. Anyway, come on.
Yeah. But he wrote this number called My Country, Australia. That was this great inspirational piece. And then around that, he decided to write a symphony that was about the history of Australia and how it came from Aboriginal times to when the English settlers came over to when all the other cultures came over, and ended on the piece that he wrote called My Country, Australia.
Yeah.
And so I went out there with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra in the Sydney Opera House and sang that for one night only. Yeah, one night only.
One night. Was there fireworks? It feels like, at the end of the song you go boom,
I don't think there were fireworks other than, not physical ones, there were metaphorical fireworks.
Metaphorical.
Everyone in the audience was alive. They were exploding everywhere. Yeah.
That's cool. I wish I was there.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think you can get the tracks somewhere. You might be on iTunes. Yeah.
I might have a look.
Maybe it's on iTunes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Look for the Symphony of Australia.
Symphony of Australia. I will have a look. I will. Thank you for telling me that.
You're very welcome.
Now, I want to talk about a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm.
Musicals closing. It's sad. It's sad.
It's very sad.
Not just musicals, just theatre.
Yeah.
In general.
I can only. I work a lot in music theatre, as you know,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
But I can. So I can talk about that, and it is sad because you've got. In this town specifically, there's not a general love for music theatre.
No.
There's not an immediate love for music theatre, and so you don't immediately go to see a new show just because it's a new piece of music theatre. You have to see it because, and we've got a certain culture that I think we're all to blame, where unless it's based on something we know already, whether that's a film or a back catalogue of songs, or whether it's, and this is by no means am I dissing any other shows, because I think everything has its place.
Of course.
But in that way, everything has its place, and I think unless we're familiar with it in the way that we know the brand, like it's an established brand like Les Mis or Phantom of the Opera, or whether or not it's a show that we know the back catalogue of, like Mamma Mia, or which is now an established brand, or $1 Million Quartet, or Jersey Boys, or something like that. Or if it's a film like Shrek or Ghost or Priscilla or Dirty Dancing, then we don't. Or unless it has a celebrity in it that we voted in or something like that, then we don't necessarily.
TV.
And by no means am I dissing any of this, because I think it's all very helpful. But,
but it helps.
What it's all done is it's taught us that without those things, when people aren't going to go see new things, it needs to have something like that. And we get standing ovations every night.
Of course,
This show is so loved. There's genuine laughs. There's. It's very moving at times, and it's just a great night out.
Which is sad that it's closing.
Exactly, because we just
needs more.
Yeah, exactly. Butts on seats. That's the one thing.
Just try it once. Just once. Just go and see it, and then if you love it, come back.
Well,
tell a friend.
You've got a week before it's over here in London.
Well, a week. A week.
Come see it.
You can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 times.
8 times.
8 times.
Actually, if you come now, you can see it 10 times.
That's true.
But
10 times.
Seriously, we've had people come back for the 4th and 5th time.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of it. And because it's one of those things, because there's so many different things going on stage, because of the separating wall, there's the bedroom, there's the penthouse suite, and the living area. I think you, when you come back, you can see little different pieces that you didn't see before.
Of course, yeah. So return or tell a friend, bring 5. Just see it before it leaves. It's sad.
But they have plans for it. We've just released a cast album, which is great, which is 18-piece band.
Cool.
18-piece band. It's musically supervised by Paul Gemignani.
Yeah.
He's a great supervisor. And it was produced by First Night Records.
Wow.
Stuart McIntosh in charge of that. And it's a wonderful cast album, really wonderful. So with that put there, people can get used to the music, so they can get to know
come
it
back.
before they come.
Is it going to tour? Maybe.
There's plans for the future. We as a cast are not entirely sure yet, but they're in discussions.
Well, let's just hope. They should do something.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I got 2 more questions. Two more. Audience pet peeve.
My audience pet peeve. My audience pet peeve is. Of course, the obvious, mobile phones.
Yeah.
But my pet peeve is when... See, it's not my job. My job is to just go out there and do the thing on stage.
Yeah.
It's the front of house job to make sure that people don't go in with cameras and
of course,
phones and all that. But my pet peeve about mobile phones is sitting in an audience, because we have, HD cameras on our phones. I was watching a show the other day where someone got their BlackBerry out to film this number that was going on. So they were looking at live theatre through their mobile device and filming it to enjoy it in that sort of way.
Pointless.
Which I kind of don't understand. My pet peeve is then, I'm watching a piece of theatre, but I'm distracted because this woman is doing that.
Yeah.
What the hell is she doing?
I think 8 rows behind it, distracted by the big lights.
Exactly.
It's huge.
So I'm now watching, over the shoulder, this person's screen of this thing that's happening on stage.
Pointless.
Crazy.
No.
So my pet peeve, it's just,
yeah,
I think
it's just, has to be a no. Has to be a no. So, last question.
Yes.
What's next?
What's next?
Do you want to do next?
I love working in theatre and music theatre specifically, mostly because I'm particularly good at that one. But I love working in theatre because, as we've spoken about, there's a community about it.
Of course,
You're all there, whether you're an audience member or whether you're on the stage or whether you're behind the scenes for that one moment, and anything can go wrong and everything can go right. So I don't really focus on what role I'd like to do, or it's more people I'd like to work with in companies I'd like to be involved in, and I love working with a fun-loving company. And the great thing about this, and the sad thing about this at the moment, because we're closing, is because the company, everyone, backstage, on stage, in the pit, in the creative team, in the producing house, just are lovely people, and we all love this show and we love working on it.
That's good.
I like to work in an environment where everyone loves what they're doing.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
So what's next? I'd love to do something similar.
Something similar with nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you for your time.
No, thank you for your time. I've really enjoyed meeting you, getting to talk
with
you, getting your number and all that.
No, don't tell people that. Secret. Okay, well...
Can I kiss your hand? Or is that
if you may,
forward?
no,
that's right. It was very lovely to meet you.
I would blush if I wasn't orange. Thank you. So that's West End Wendy and Damian Humbley. Thank you. Okay, I think we're cool here.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.